you the wildest thing I've ever seen here in Hokkaido. I've been here for 10 years, but I've never seen one before in the wild. Lots of cars have come past. There's even a car that came and was honking its horn really loudly. Didn't faze the bear at all.
I spotted the bear while driving to Furano, the town which I would be shooting this episode. And then, just a few kilometers down the road from there, I happened across a 3-tier waterfall that was raging after a heavy rain. I didn't get a good shot of either the bear or the waterfall, but the signs were pointing towards this being a special trip. However, waking up before dawn the next morning, I had forgotten all about those happy thoughts.
It's 3 a.m. and I am here in a pension in Furano, and I'm going to chase the light. Furano is a little town in the very geographic center of Hokkaido, the belly button of Hokkaido. Can you put your arms and your hands underneath? There.
Like you and wiggle. That's part of your thought too.
Yeah. As is often the case, I struggled to get out of bed this morning, 3 o'clock, another super early morning, and I had my doubts that the weather was going to be even worthwhile. The forecast said that it was going to be cloudy last night, and so I thought, you know what? I am severely sleep deprived. I think I've only gotten about a total of 5 hours of sleep in the past 2 nights. And so last night I really wanted a nice good night's rest, and getting up at 3 o'clock in the morning was not high on my list of things to do. But thank God I did, because look at this sunrise. My sleepiness has just dissipated and I feel alive. So I've jumped back in the car. I'm going to try and head to another location. The sky has changed a bit. I think I've gotten my shot already. So I'm going to see if I can go and grab another couple of shots. The sky is still amazing in other areas, but this shot with the reflection, it's done. I got it.
Yesterday there was sun and there was rain, beauty in the mundane. And as the
Which way to go? Straight, left, or right? Well, a lot of these shots have power lines in them, which I'm not so happy about. Well, let's go straight.
dreamy, breezy we go, easy, easy on our tiptoes, undercover agents of the other, beyond gravel.
Once I crossed this bridge, I got behind all of the power lines and the landscape opened in front of me, affording me an unadulterated view of the mountains and farmland.
I'm on these tiny little access roads, and I think I've pulled off enough to the side that a car can still get past, but these are the roads that the farmers use, so there's not a lot of traffic here. Now, I think I've seen a tree just across the field here that might, with just a little bit more light, and once the fog lifts just a little bit more, might really give me a nice shot. And then also there's a minimalistic shot down a gravel path right here. I'm going to quickly get to it.
After a quick assessment, I abandoned the gravel road shot and knew that I needed to wait for the tree shot, so I turned my attention back to the mountain. Now on the camera that's shooting video, I have a very fast lens, Sigma 16mm f1.4. What that means is it's very good in low light. It gives the impression that the scene you're seeing is much brighter than it really is, and the definition and clarity in the clouds above the mountain is completely blown out. However, I spotted this wispy cloud hugging the highest peak and turned my lens to capture on the beautiful layers and colors of the mountain. After capturing the previous shot, I simply looked to the left and saw something that I've never seen before. The mountains behind the ones in the front of me were casting shadows into the clouds. I shifted my tripod a few feet to the right and composed another image, a gift from the mountain.
In all my excitement, I forgot that it's pretty cold out here. It's only 14 degrees. And this is the middle of the summer, 14 degrees in Celsius. Hold on, what is that in Fahrenheit? Siri tells me it's 57.2 degrees Fahrenheit. After having lived in Japan for as long as I have, I still can't quite remember the conversion. It's double plus 32 about. It's 5 o'clock in the morning, folks. Ooh, oh, that tree is finally... Oh, okay, here we go. It's hard to see it on this camera, so I'm going to show you on the super telephoto lens here. The fog is just giving it some amazing separation from everything in the background. So we have 1/60th of a second, f6.3. Come back. Here's my info. f6.3, 200 ISO.
I felt really satisfied with the shots from the morning and decided to enjoy some hot breakfast and just explore Furano as a tourist.
Hand in hand, building castles out of sand, reaching for the grand. As willows align, we lose track of time. Head up high, now we climb. Oh, dreamy, breezy, we go.
I stopped in a gallery overlooking the Tokachi mountain range, and I dreamed that one day my photographs would be on exhibition there. I'll let you know when it happens.
Now that I've finished my lunch, but I'm going to head up to the top of Tokachidake, and there is a hot spring up there called Fukiage, and it's a free mixed bathers hot spring that I've been wanting to go to for years now, and I've never had the opportunity because my wife said absolutely not, because men and women mixed together, you'd have to be naked in front of strangers. So yeah, so I'm gonna head up there, and now that I've finished my lunch, my gut's gigantic. I will definitely censor this. Don't want to show my big gut and my flabby ass for the internet and the world to see. You don't want to see that.
On the side of a volcanic mountain, down a short gravel path and surrounded by deep, rich, beautiful forest, I descended the steps, undressed in the rain, and slipped into a natural hot spring, loving the experiences my life in Japan affords me.
Man, that was incredibly refreshing. I needed that. All those aches and pains have dissipated. I can check that off the bucket list.
On the way back down the mountain, I spotted this little guy finishing off a tasty morsel on the side of the road. When he got curious and wandered a little closer to me, I snapped a shot. Now, this last bit of the episode is going to be me failing and ending with a smack in the face for a silly decision I made.
I think this is the best shot that I can get with the lack of compositional assistance from light. And, you know, it's not as atmospheric as I would like it to be. It's not as light driven as I would like it to be. So, yeah. I worked and worked and worked at it. I've probably been here for at least 25 minutes. So I'll put up the image that I took. It's not a complete image. I'm not happy with it, but I think it's a good idea to show the progress of understanding a composition, working a composition, and still there's elements that are missing, so it doesn't work entirely. It's frustrating, but at least I know this location is here now. And so if I'm this way again and the conditions are right, I'll make sure that I head here and try and get this shot.
I didn't stick it out, and I went to dinner. When I stepped out of the ramen shop, I could have cried. Another lesson learned the hard way.
Well, isn't that just the thing? I guess I've learned my lesson now. Don't follow the weather report, stick it out. Patience is a very important virtue in being a photographer. Look at this.